Hi everyone, it's Kimmy. Today we're going to work on making a copyright banner to go across the top of your images. I have here an image I took of a dragonfly in my front yard. This is the straight out of the camera version, and if we can get elements to cooperate and turn the eye on, this is the edited version. I'm thinking about creating some basic editing classes for elements to help you improve your photographs. So if you think that's something you would be interested in, I'd love to hear some feedback. So let's get started. We need to create a new blank layer. We need to select white as our foreground color, and right now it's our background color. So let's click on the little arrow. We're going to select our marquee, our rectangular marquee tool, and we're going to draw a banner. We don't want this too large, and we don't want this to become the main focal point of our image. You see, once you have the marching ants, it means you've already created a selection. You can select the paint bucket tool and fill it. I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut Alt Backspace to fill mine, and then Control D will get rid of our marching ants for our selection. We're going to select the type tool. I have a font pre-selected called Franklin Gothic Demi, and it's a free font. You can go and download it. We will click on our banner, and you'll see you have the cursor, so the type worked. To make a copyright symbol, and this is for a Windows-based software because honestly I don't know the shortcut for a Mac, you hold down the Alt key and you type 0169, and when you release it you have the copyright sign. That's if the font has the copyright sign, so you may have to try if you don't have it. I'm on a laptop, and a laptop is a little different. You need to hold down the function key and the Alt key at the same time and type the letters MJ, the letter O, and the number 9, and I'll release it. Click on my type layer to commit, and you see on the type layer we have the copyright sign. Now it doesn't show here because our font color is white and our banner is white, but once I switch my foreground colors it now shows. And it really doesn't matter what color you select because we're going to stamp through our banner and make it invisible, if you will. So what shows underneath is the image, but it'll get more easier to understand as we go. Let's hit Control T, get the free transform box, and we will drag from the corners and make this fit inside our banner. You can use your arrow key, nudge that into place a bit where you want it. I may bring mine over some so we're not quite right at the edge. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to hit enter to commit. You see we have the copyright sign on its own text layer. I'm going to click again. We get the cursor. This time I'm going to type my name. Hit the type layer again to commit our type. We'll do Control T to get our free transform box, and we'll drag the corners again. Now if you're using Photoshop, you need to hold the Shift key down when you do this, so it will constrain the proportions, and in Elements it does that for you automatically. Let's nudge it with our arrow key. Again, I may give a little more space, and I'm going to hit enter to commit. Now we want to stamp through our white banner, so let's start with our copyright sign. We're going to right click on the layer and choose Simplify Layer. Now you see our thumbnail. We're going to hold the Control key down, click on our thumbnail, and we now get marching ants around our copyright sign, which shows we've made a selection, an active selection. We're going to go back down and highlight our banner layer because this is what we're working on, and we're just going to hit our delete key. Okay, it should have cut through. Let's hit Control D to get rid of our selection, and we'll turn off the eye on our text layer, and you can see it punched straight through, and what we see now is our image underneath. Let's go over it one more time. I know it can be confusing. We will highlight our text layer that's got our name. We're going to right click and select Simplify Layer. If you're working in Photoshop, that's going to say raster size. We're going to click on our thumbnail while we hold down the Control key, and now our layer becomes the active selection. We're going to highlight our banner layer because that's where we want to work on, and we're just going to hit delete. Now, that should have got rid of it. Let's turn our eye off. We'll do Control D to get rid of our marching ants and select deselect. Now we don't need those two type layers anymore, so we can right click and select delete, right click and select delete. Everything is now on our banner layer if we turn it on and off. We don't want this to stay bright white. When you have a photograph, your eye will go to the whitest part of the image. We certainly don't want that to be our copyright. We want that to be our picture. So up here at our opacity level, see where it says opacity, if you click and you put your mouse where it says opacity, you get a little finger, and that makes a scrubby slider. And you can just slide it over till you find the opacity that you like. Remember, we just want it to be there to protect the image, but not become the image. So I'm going to go down maybe a hair bit more to about, that's 12. That looks good to me. And you can save your image for the web and post it, and now you're protected. If you want to save your banner and reuse your banner on other images, you can do that also. Turn off the eyes of your images. Now all you have is a transparent background and your banner layer. Let's bring that back up to 100%. So you will adjust it on every image that you use it on, depending upon the image. So you have a transparent background and your banner. You're going to go File, Save As, decide where you want it saved. For now I'm going to just use my desktop. And you can rename it Copyright Banner. You want to save it in a PNG format. That means PNG will keep that transparent background. We'll select Save. When it brings up your PNG options, none is fine. You click OK. Now you have this banner saved that you can actually grab the layer and drag it in, and it won't work because we have nothing else selected. But you can do that on any image. Open your image, open your copyright banner, and just drag the layer, and it will fall on top of it. And you can reuse it over and over again. I hope this worked for you. We're going to lower our opacity back down a bit to go back to our finished product. Let's see. That looks good. That's it for today. Thanks for coming. Bye.